Hi, I'm Matt. I make the Infinity Boxes, and this is a video about Infinity Box number 3 called Menage A Trois. It is for 3 people, and you bring your nose and your forehead up to the line like this, as do 2 other people in the box. One eye is on this side of the box, one eye is on the side of the mirrors, and the other eye is on the other side of this triangular prism in the center. So each eye is seeing a different person, and your brain is going to blend it all together. It's super trippy, and the brain is the compositing engine to create a visual that I tend to think of as real-life cubism, right? It's taking reality and taking it apart and putting it together, but we're doing it inside of your head, not on a paper, not in some other way. It's all live in your head, and when you do this, you're in it. And you can't be in it back here, and the closer you get to that line, the more intensely you are inside of the experience. When the crate arrives, it will be pretty much like this. They might be slightly different form factors. This is for number 3, Menage A Trois. And the front side has latches top and bottom, and then on each side. So this is going to eventually open up. Take off the front, and you'll see the box inside, and then in the back, protected, is the stand. So the stand comes out. And it's better to take the box out first. If you'd come give me a hand. Oh, also inside, usually throw anything like the cloth, and if there's candles or anything else. It's crushed velvet, so just leaving it crushed is just fine. So if you give me a hand, Basil. So in the case of number 3 here, Menage A Trois, you can just reach in and grab under the top. It comes right out. Let's just sit it over here. And then in this case, this is in 2 pieces. So this way. And then there are like this. The screws are usually put into a piece of foam core so that they never get lost. So ideally, you would lay this flat on a floor, but in this case, I'm just going to rough it. You just bring those in gently. I like to leave them all a little bit loose until they're all in, and then go back and tighten them up once you've got a firm position, because if at the bottom, you'll see here at the bottom, it's a little screwy, so we don't want to mess with that. We want to get it in place and get everything aligned, and then tighten it up. Yep. And we'll come up here and finish off the tightening. All right, now it is in place and it's ready to go. When you bring the base in, it's kind of flattened out, right? And pull it out to set it up. As you set it up, you'll see that there are points that come in, 3 points that come in, and 3 sides that are on the outside. So those correspond to the box. And there's a small opening a medium opening and a large opening. And that's exactly how the box is going to orient when it goes on, so that they'll fit in place. There's the small, medium, and large opening. Okay, so these pieces they don't fit necessarily easily onto it. There's a little lip underneath here, and we want this to ride up against it from the outside, and then it's going to cinch tight. So there we go. Kind of have to check around, see that it's fitting on. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Now once it's on, it's very secure, right? And then we're going to tighten up. We're going to tighten up this rope, which is going to cinch the whole thing together and make it one unit. All right, so this is going to show you the underside, and there are little lips, little runners underneath, risers, to keep it off the floor. So we want to get these fitted so that it's going to fit on the outside of those and then cinch up to them. There we go. Just like that. Now here in the center, this is the electrical cord, and so you'll want to carefully pull that out. You want the house power to come up to this, rather than this being the primary mode out to the house, right? So you want to make sure that this doesn't take any additional stress. It's secured inside, but don't put any extra pressure on the plug that you don't need to. And then when you go to pack it up, you can just put the cord up inside of it like that. Now that you've gotten it together and you've got the box on top, you want to tie this off. This rope that's in the middle cinches these three inner pieces together so that they hold tight and the whole thing doesn't fall apart. So to start with, you just bring this rope through the loop, pull it taut so it has a nice structure to it, pinch it right there, and that'll let this end fold loose. You bring this through so it makes a loop, pull that down so it's tight. You can take some of the slack out of that loop, and then to lock it, because this can still pull through and remove that loop, to lock it, you bring this around and through. All right. If that wasn't clear, what you can do is you can make a loop with this loose part on the inside and then pull it tight. That's called a locking half hitch. And then there's no way that that can pull loose, and that keeps the entire structure rigid. Okay? If for some reason this knot is untied, it's exactly the same knot. You need to give it a little bit more slack. Okay. So now, when this comes through and pulls tight, now either side you pull on and it won't come through. And then you just, again, pull this through, taut, not overly tight, but taut, and then pull it up, and then again, right through, like that. And that's all it takes, and that'll keep it all nice and in place. So to put the draping on the base, leave the rope here untied, because we're going to cinch that up after the head goes on. And this cloth is longer than the base, so we're going to just have it kiss the ground and then fold it in. Okay? And if you're anything, be a 1/4 of an inch short. Just above the ground, but you don't want to be like 2 inches short. And you want to give it some extra, a little extra slack. It shouldn't be stretched tight. Okay, just start from one end and you work around. No problemo, just like that. And you just drape it inside, because when the box sits on here, it's going to lock it in. Try and make sure there's no like folded up fabric on it. Everything just gets straightened out. It's nice and even, so that when the box is on it, it's an even amount of fabric all the way around. And there we go. And then we're going to set the box on top. Straight up, even. Okay, so it's a little bit trickier when the fabric is on it. In this case, not too much, because we just took it off and put it right back on. So. There we go. Once you hear that drop, usually means it's locked in. So we're getting everything cinched into place. And now you need to sort of lift the draping and then tie the box off. So we'll cut to that. There you go. So now it's good if you've done this once without the draping on it, just so you know what's going on, because you can't necessarily see it easily when the draping is on it. But having now done it 1,000 times, it's easy for me. But it's just, you bring that through, you cinch it, you pull it taut, pinch it where the rope loops back, and that lets the end rope go free. You pull it through, make a loop, pull that taut, and then bring the extra around to make a locking half hitch. And you're done. Okay, so glass cleaner and how to clean the glass. So in this case I'm using Sprayway. It's from C.R. Lawrence, and it's a good professional glass cleaner. I'm actually finding excellent results with apple cider vinegar and water at 50-50. It works out really well. So in any case, don't necessarily spray right on the glass. I start by spraying a little bit on a towel, and then just giving it a good cleaning. It gets kind of wet at first and a little filmy, and then you use the dry side to hit it with a polish as that dries off. Okay. You want to keep the glass nice and clean all the time, because that's, you know, the whole illusion with it, or a big part of the effect. Do that, you flip it over. It's always nice to get that edge. Wherever people put their nose and their forehead is where it's going to get greasy fastest. or their cheeks, depends on the box. And that's it. Just a good, thorough clarity. Again, go over with the, flip it over and hit it to buff it, and it will be nice and sparkling clean. The wet side will streak, but then you just clean it up. Each of these little areas to the left or to the right, when you look in, create tunnels going off. So, and each window is different, right? They're not the same. So you have a different experience in each one, and each of these experiences are different because of the peripheral aspects. There's the central prism, and then there's mirrors on each side here. So you get a very different experience depending upon which way you are looking. Like I say, you can stick your head in and look up and down and up and down. And that's the playful aspect. This particular box has an opaque floor and ceiling. And then the box built for Lune Rouge has mirror on the floor and the ceiling, just to step it up a notch. So you have these fantastical environments going down and to the sides and all around. Yeah, it's super playful. A lot of people don't really get into it. They just kind of go, oh, weird, and then they'll go away. But the people who do kind of relax themselves, you have to relax your vision and just let it wash over you, because it's a very strange experience. You know, people that fight it and want to make sense of it, you know, they can get nausea practically. But the people that relax and just let it wash over you and kind of luxuriate in this really deep, intricate, cubist sensibility, they have a lot of fun.
It takes 3 of us.
Really?
Join.
Who's coming?
What do we do? Wait, so I go on this side?
Yeah, bring your face in and put your nose up to the line. You might want to take your dark glasses off. And
Your nose like
just,
right to the line.
yeah. Just soften your gaze and relax, and your brain starts compositing all these multiple layers of experience together. And you'll start to notice that one eye or the other will give prominence or dominance to an image for a while, or a profile, or a form, or a space, or a potential space. It'll keep shifting, because that's your brain being asked to do something it's never been asked to do before, is to see something with each eye at the same time and make sense of it. And then each window is a different experience. And in some windows you'll have hallways to your left and right.
Oh, whoa!
I'm looking at you right down the aisle.
Am I gonna be like smarter or dumber?
Oh my gosh, I can see him. I'm looking this way, but I see you looking at the wall, but then I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him with his eyes.
Oh, I see that. I see that happening.
Dude, we have our brains fused together.
Oh my god, I wish I could take a picture of this. But it's different, yeah.
What?
It's completely
This
different.
is totally different. I feel like I got gypped in that spot. This is like nuts.
Oh, it's totally
Whoa. Whoa.
I see the blue pathway with candles.
candles, yeah. I never saw the candles before on the other side. There's a whole bunch of candles on the side.
The necklaces
Like 1, 2,
are melding.
Nice hair, bro. When did you go blonde? Hey, look at you. You have
Your
like,
eyes coming out of James' ear.
oh my god, you just smiled. And your eye is on the side of his face.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so crazy.
The eye and the face thing. The floating eye. Okay, ready? Switch. Yeah.
Whoa, now you're your mouth is on his chin.
Oh, this is weird. Yeah.
And your eye is on his eye.
Yeah. So he blew
hug
our
that one
minds.
out?
This is amazing.
Wow, what just happened? I think we just shared a moment. Come here, buddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just had a Menage A Trois.
This is great.
I like the when I first got in there, it wasn't as easy as seeing the other two boxes. You automatically your brain can be like, oh, it's seeing these two different images. But in here, it's seeing these split images and all these different mirrors around it. So it's kind of trying to it's processing so much information that you have to let it
comfortable with not having one single
right, not
vision.
focusing.
Yeah.
Not focusing just on like, oh, I'm seeing me, I'm seeing her, I'm seeing us. No, it's like this whole other world is going on in there. It's almost like those puzzles, and you let your brain relax, and you see everything. It's great. It's great, man. It's great. It's like on a different level. You know what I mean? On so many levels, putting yourself in another perspective. You know what I mean? Seeing the world in a different view, and it's still great.
I love it.